What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus, and welcome back to the Save Point Podcast, Episode 4. I am Alex, and this is our show. I'm very excited, I guess I should say, to be here. Thank you guys, as always, for watching this. This is, again, the retooled, the renewed Save Point Podcast on this channel, and I definitely appreciate all the support that you guys have given to the show so far. So, we're going to do the same thing we've been doing, talk about kind of what I've been up to. I think the central topic today is probably going to be a Sonic 2 review, or at least kind of going a little bit more in depth with my thoughts of it, and we'll go from there. Anything else I think of along the way, I'll say out loud. So, obviously Sonic 2, saw that on Wednesday night, really liked it. Again, I'll save my more in-depth thoughts for the review portion of this video, but really good. So I enjoyed that a lot. In terms of, I guess, what else I haven't really, I don't think, been watching anything else besides that. Gaming-wise, playing still Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Funny enough, that's, like, the game for some. So, like, Elden Ring has been put on the back burner. Horizon, I did play Horizon. I think I played Horizon Tuesday night. I played it for, like, 3.5 hours, and it's a game. What I like about it, not only is it still my game of the year, but it's also a game that, because I am trying to jump around and like do other games and get content and all that stuff, I can jump back into Horizon, and it really is relatively an easy game that you can kind of leave for a while and then kind of come back to. I don't think you can leave it for months and months and months, but a few days, few weeks, leave, come back. I think it actually works relatively well. I'm terrified of going back to Elden Ring because I was pretty good and I was doing well, beating bosses, leveling up, like handling myself, and I have now taken like 2.5 weeks off. So when I go back into it, am I gonna get destroyed? Probably. And I gotta just hold on tight to my I don't know. I just have to be very, very strong and keep pushing forward, even when I'm gonna get destroyed by it. So it's really besides Horizon on that one day, it's just been Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. My wife and I have been playing it. We inadvertently really got very close naturally to the platinum. So I'm going for it at this point. I have 3 trophies left. One of them is very doable. It's kind of like a hack you have to do with the game. And then the other 2 are pretty difficult. And those are the ones I'm doing right now to kind of get them out of the way. And, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is a weird one because while it's a game that I've actually put like 33 hours into it, which is about the same as Horizon and Elden Ring. And I didn't really think I would do that with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, but here we are. I played Lego Star Wars, on the weekend, I think maybe even on Monday. But even that, like, I've just gone all in on Tiny Tina. And it's weird because, like, it's a good game. It's a solid game. But it's really nothing more than that. And like, it's almost, I guess what I'm trying to say, like, I don't really know if it deserves the time. It's weird because I don't really know if it deserves the time that I've put into it, and yet I have. You know what I mean? Like, I've had fun, and it's just it's just, I know I keep saying it because it's like, it is a good game. It is repetitive, but obviously it's got like the Borderlands touch to it, and you just kind of feel like you need to keep going. And I do think playing the game cooperatively helps in terms of like the excitement, and you're doing something with another person, and because of the leveling, and you're always getting points to do something, or you're always getting a better weapon or better armor or whatever. Like, you're always improving, so you do feel like you're making progress. And then there's the end game, and even in the end game you can keep getting more difficult, and then obviously tied to trophies to platinum it. So it's odd because like I have very much enjoyed it, but I also think it is one of the most average games that have come out this year. Like, I don't think there's anything very special about it. But and I've said this before, I actually appreciate that games like this exist. I don't think, and yeah, it comes off maybe weird, but I don't think every game needs to be a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 game of the year. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think every game needs to be that. I know we want every game to be like that, but there are those games that are like, the 6s and 7s, or, even like for me, I don't give scores, right? So for me, you have games like Horizon, which just like blow me away, or even like Elden Ring, or even Sifu really shocked me in terms of, well, I was hoping that game would be great, and it was, right? So you'll have games that really make an impact, like a big impact, but then you'll have games like Tiny Tina, which is just fun. It's just fun. It's enjoyable. You want to keep going. You want to keep leveling up. It is what it is. And again, there's nothing massively special about it, but it's just, it exists. And You know what I mean? There's nothing horrible about it. There's nothing great about it, or maybe amazing. We can go a little bit higher than great, right? There's nothing amazing, but it's still in a way stands out from just being like a good game, which is interesting because I think people kind of get down on games like that, and maybe I've conveyed it in a way where I have too. I don't really want to come across that way though, because yeah, I actually appreciate that games like this can come out and exist and just be good. They're not amazing, they're not bad, they're just good, and they take up my time. I almost get a platinum in it, all that stuff. Now again, it's taking me away from Lego Star Wars. It's taking me away from Kirby. It's taking me away from Horizon and Elden Ring. I mean, I gotta get my priorities straight. I gotta beat one of these things, and Tiny Tina's will probably be that game. I'm gonna play that, get rid of it, go through the other games, probably Kirby over the weekend, get rid of that, and keep going like that. I have to catch up. But luckily for us, for me, for maybe you, there's like no games coming out now. So after Lego Star Wars, you had Lego Star Wars and MLB The Show. And as I've told you guys, in terms of going towards the future, like there's nothing for me, like my interest level. There's nothing. At the end of the month, I think there's the Nintendo Switch, like the sports, which is fine, but I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be getting that. And then May really just for me has Evil Dead the game. 2 Point Campus it's a more niche, smaller game that I want to play, but it was delayed till August. It was delayed a couple days ago. So in May, there's one game. There's no games left in April that I want. There's one game in May, and then June there becomes The Quarry, stuff like that. So actually June gets a little bit more packed. So I have now about a 2-month window, a little less than a 2-month window. I got to get these games done. So that's in terms of what I've been playing, mainly just Tiny Tina's every single day, watching Sonic, stuff like that. All right, in terms of Sonic, well, it's Saturday, so I assume some people have seen the movie. It's really good. It's a really good movie. Again, it's kind of weird in a way how well it works for working with like a grown adult and then like a kid. So like, we have an 8-year-old daughter, and she went and she loved it. And what's funny too is like I've petitioned. One of my weaknesses with the movie is it focused a little too much on humans. There was too much of that. There's basically dual storylines, right? Eggman, Knuckles, Sonic, and Tails. And then you had the humans doing a side story at the same time. And I really don't think you needed that human side story. But what's funny is like my wife liked the human, and even me, like the human side story had comedy and it was pretty solid. It was well acted. Like there's nothing necessarily wrong about it. I just wanted even more. And I get it from like a budget restriction. Maybe they couldn't make a 2-hour Sonic film. You need humans to kind of take the money, take the weights off your shoulders for the money, right? I get it. And again, I don't think there was anything like glaringly bad about it. I just would have preferred more of the really good stuff. But what's funny is, again, like my wife liked it. My daughter really liked like the human parts too. So it was like, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Maybe it was just me. These people seem to, those people, at least, my family, they tended to like it. So, and besides that, I think, and I said this, I think, on Twitter as well, when this movie is good, it's incredible. It's so good. And it's actually shocking how good a Sonic movie can be and how good a Sonic movie could be for a grown adult. It was spectacular. The end credit scene, perfect. The ending in general, I think probably the last like 30 minutes of the movie was insane. The opening, I love just the first scene of the movie was awesome. There was a lot of really, really good stuff. And I think you can enjoy it in a lot of different ways because it is a comedy. It is a little bit action-y, right? Like it does everything really well. I do think I like the first one better, and maybe it's because of how surprised I was, because so let me take you back. Even with the first movie, so like I didn't see the first movie in theaters. Okay, the first movie came out and we let it pass, and I don't we didn't see it. And when it came out digitally, we watched it, and so at that point, it already went through the era of, oh, people really like this. This is not just this cash grab kind of thing. Like they nailed it. So I already heard that. So my expectations were kind of there, but they also kind of weren't. Because like I just didn't really care about what people were saying, and it was like, well, I'll watch it and see. You hear about how good Jim Carrey was, right? So like that stuff is being said already. And then you watch it, and I watched it, and I was blown away. I was like, this is so much fun. And again, they crushed it. So I feel like it's probably because I didn't have almost any expectations, and they blew it out of the water. Whereas for this one, I was going in, and again, weird, grown adult, but it's like, I went into this Sonic movie expecting so much. Like, I wanted so much from the Sonic movie, and they delivered. And again, like, that's why I don't want to be too harsh on it, because I really don't think it deserves it. I was expecting so much, and at its best, it beat what I was expecting. Like, that's how good it was. At its best, it was insanely killer. At its worst, it was disappointing. And at its worst, it was worse than anything in the first movie. And I think there were more mistakes throughout this Sonic than there were through the first one. Again, though, it depends, I guess, how you want to weigh it. Because also, the best stuff that happened in this Sonic is better than anything that happened in the first one. So maybe just preference. At this, like I say, I probably prefer the first one over the second one, but it's also like, can we give them a medal? Because I think they deserve it for making 2 movies in a franchise now, and here we go towards the ending of the trilogy. Like, they've crushed it. Could you ask for anything more? You know what I mean? Because they're trying to be as respectful as possible, I think, to the source material, but they're also trying to make it very, very fun. They're trying to make it kid-friendly. They're trying to make it parent-friendly. They're trying to have a good time, but they're also doing as much respect as you can ask for, I think, reasonably, from a gaming franchise. Much more than Uncharted, and I liked Uncharted. I've said that I liked the Uncharted movie, but in terms of like who respects them more or who respects who more, Sonic respects the fans more, and they've done it consistently now for 2 movies. The best parts of 2, why they are so special, is because they're the most kind of faithful to what we already have. So I would highly recommend. Again, and another thing too is, like, I hope this movie does well, by the way, box office wise, because this is a movie kind of for everybody. Like, a kid can watch this, an adult can watch this, a family can watch this, and a gamer can watch this, a non-gamer can watch this. Like, it's one of those family films with a backdrop, but a backdrop that's very, like, strong and very heavily there of Sonic. Yeah, and being a video game, but it's also just a fun time, and I give them so much respect for that. So I think they nailed it. Again, again, it's kind of personal preference of which one you prefer more, but I think they absolutely crushed it, and I cannot wait. And hopefully, 2-3 years down the line, we get the third one, and we can say, and I really hope this, we can leave that movie and say, not only was Sonic 3 amazing too, but you couldn't have asked for a better trilogy for something like this. Like, they absolutely destroyed it. So, in a good way, they destroyed it positively. So that's my thoughts on Sonic 2. Definitely go watch it if you haven't already, and let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. I don't really know, this week, kind of going on like a personal thing, this week there wasn't, I'm looking at my calendar, like, with Lego Star Wars, with MLB The Show that have come out on Tuesday. I didn't even cover, really. I just say MLB because it's like a bigger game that released. It's been quiet. It's been very quiet. There's been several days of really not a lot of news. We're in another quiet period, and we have this before. I think a lot of February was very, very, very quiet, and I don't think this one is going to last, which is good, right? Because May, you have Doctor Strange, and I get, well, I don't want to kind of mix movies with games. I guess really right now, entertainment-wise, it does feel a little light, but Sonic did just come out. Fantastic Beasts comes out next week. But from gaming-wise, yeah, it's quiet. There's like really not a lot of news. There's not a lot of leaks or rumors, and you'll have like the Project Spartacus stuff every now and then, but it's overall been kind of quiet the last like really ever since Hogwarts Legacy, the State of Play. Gaming, besides releases, has been relatively quiet. And again, I don't think it's going to last, because you go into May, you're going to have a couple more games to release in May, and then June, the summer, and I think over the next couple months we'll have more than just like Microsoft, Sony, Ubisoft, all these companies do events. So, it's a little weird. It's a little weird because it's very quiet. There's like 1 or 2 news stories a day, as opposed to sometimes there's like 3, 4, 5 news stories, right? And like the busier times of the year, there's games releasing. There's a lot of excitement, like with those games. We're in that dead stretch, but I don't think we'll be there for long. Like I said, June even just from like gaming wise and even movies are much more, there. And then once we get into the fall, we all know like August, September, then October is like the big one. November is a big one. So it's been kind of weird. So, it's been a little quiet, but we still have stuff to talk about, and, the channels are doing good and all that stuff. So want to thank you again for the support, for watching these videos. I really appreciate it. I love making them. I'm having a blast making these videos, and hey, they do almost as well as they did. They didn't do well at all on the main channel when I did these, and now because they're on a different channel, I'm happy with them. I'm really happy with the response. So we'll keep going. And, if you guys ever want to see anything from me in terms of topics, questions, anything like that, leave it in the comments. Message me on Twitter, email, whatever you want to do to get me them. And I'll make videos, or I'll make these topics, I guess, the Save Point podcast. We'll do it on stuff you guys want to see. So I'm not going to see Fantastic Beasts 3 in theater, so next week won't be like a review for that, but we'll figure out a topic to go with that one, and then we'll go from there. Oh, final thing, I did get the Doctor Strange tickets, so I secured night 1, May 5th, the Thursday. Probably will do like a review the next day on the main channel, and maybe we can talk about it again also on here on the Saturday. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you as always for watching these. Have an awesome weekend, and I hope to see you all on tomorrow's video.